Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
Okay, welcome on air back, everyone. Sorry about that. I had to reset my game, so because it like fucking fucked up something. I don't know. But we should be good. We should be back. The dialogue is now hearable, so I apologize if any of you missed being able to hear what the Crestfallen and soldier said to us. But basically, this guy is someone who has tried to do what we have done, but has given up because it is fucking difficult. This is an insane task to accomplish, and y'all will see why. Like, just imagine being told to do the things that we're expected to do in this game. So, first things first, we're gonna look, because, you know, like, souls are our currency, both in terms of gaining power and gaining items. And if you die, you drop all your souls. You have the opportunity to get them, but if you die before you get them, they disappear and you lose them. And it is one of the hardest things to deal with in the early game when you have like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 souls and you lose them, because they are what really sets you up early on to succeed. And so going in and kind of being aware of what you want to do for level ups is really important, because stats such as strength and dexterity are going to determine what weapons you can use. Intelligence and faith are what allow you to use certain spells. And attunement is also important for spellcasting, because it will allow you to hold more spells. So you can see on the right side attunement slots, right now it's 0-0. That means we don't have any spots for spells at all. So we're not going to be doing any spells for a while, if at all. Vitality is pure health and defensive increases. Endurance is pure stamina and equipment load increases. And as I said, strength will boost damage of certain weapons depending on their scaling. And dexterity will do the same thing for their opponent. And what's nice is that certain stats will increase, or pretty much all stats will increase your base, like, defenses, while some will improve, like, other various ones. So it's always good to, like, go through and just see which ones do what, and it's very nice, and it'll show you what they do. So right now, faith and intelligence really pointless for us to increase. All they do is just give us that defensive boost that we get from like any level up. Resistance would give us extra poison resistance if we so chose. Very few people really utilize resistance, because there's so many items that can undo that kind of stuff, so it's basically not worth to do. Right now, we are more focused on strength weapons, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase my strength to 16, because that's going to open the doorway for us to get a better weapon. And I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick. And this is the reason why I do that level up and nothing else, because it's going to allow me to do something safe. And like I said, there are items hidden throughout the Firelink Shrine, so it's really important to kind of look around and find them. But also be careful because while Firelink Shrine is overall safe, there is one section that is dangerous, which is where we're going to right now. So item over here. Souls of Lost Undead. These are basically carryable pockets of souls, so you won't lose them upon death. And if you're like, if you want to go and buy something, or you want to level up, they are a great way to push you over the edge of souls if you haven't made it there from killing enemies. So right now we're gonna go through this area. This location is very dangerous because it has undead that are actually relatively high level. So you'll see these bones scattered across the ground. Once we get close enough, they will assemble themselves and begin attacking us. So we're not going to fight them because they spawn in twos and are very dangerous. Actually, I will show one. So we're going to go over here and just deal with these guys first. So you'll see both of them pop up. We're going to go and fight. So you'll see right there, I'm dealing like no damage to these guys. And they deal bleed status effects, which... Oh, fuck! Man, I get a dumb ways to die in the chat. And with that, we have our first swig of the evening. Sour wine. I'm not a fan of. It's like they condensed the white, like, lemony portion of the bomb pop down and just put the blue color in. Anyway, so that was our first death this evening. Nice to put that bandage off. So this is a good opportunity to show what else. So right down there, you'll see that is our blood spot. The game isn't always the best about putting it exactly where you died, but that's because it does so to ensure that if you fall, there's a chance that your souls will be in a location that is reachable. Because sometimes you'll fall down in like from heights to areas you can get to in other ways, and it would really suck if it like counted it towards it. So unfortunately, luckily, you know, we died. I really don't care about these souls because there's not much. It's only 89, but we'll get it all the same, and we're gonna move through because fighting these guys is basically a waste of time, and it's better just to run through and get the items. So we'll come up here, and you'll see. Oh no! They got stuck. That's a giant. This is the weapon I want. The spy had the. Okay, we go. We'll come over here. This is where you get the binoculars, as I mentioned before. We'll come up around here. And there is one more item right over here that we'll get. This is the spear. Ow! Backstab. Okay. Oh! Okay. Normally, it's okay. I gotta take this one. Like, it is entirely possible to go through that area without getting killed, because what typically you would want to do is go through and run back to Firelink, like to this location. They will follow you if you want to do this quickly, but once you rest at the bonfire, it'll reset them, and so they won't, you know, continue attacking. So now they're swing. That's 2 deaths today. It took us 2 hours to get there, but we got to our first test. Anyway, just because I want to go get my souls, because, you know, why not? And I can just show you what I mean by what we say. because you know I could tell you anything. Like that's the thing with Dark Souls, and that's another thing I'll show y'all. A lot of people say a lot of shit in this game, and you can't trust everyone to say truthful shit. Okay, the souls are over here. Doink. So we're not gonna go back that way. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go this way. Alright, so around here. Come back around. I'm surprised these guys didn't actually fall. Or if they just like de-ag. Okay. I was gonna go for that item, but honestly, it's not worth it. It's just a Tharsis shield, I think, which is a pretty weak shield. So you'll see they're following us right now. We're gonna keep going. The best way to quickly get past them is to jump right here, because that'll give you a little bit of a buffer. Uh-oh. And this is unfortunately what happens if you don't do it fast enough. Oh, okay, good. So if you're not quick enough to get back to the bonfire and they get too close, the bonfire won't let you rest at it, and they can then come in. So that is that section completed. Again, it is a very useful way to go because it gets you 2 new weapons that might prove better than the longsword. So 80 damage from the longsword, the Zweihander 130 damage, one of most veterans' favorite weapons to get. And we do have strength to wield it. So you'll see here, it has X on it right now. That means that if I use this, I'm not strong enough to use it properly, and trying to use it is going to not only put me in a position that is frankly very dangerous, but I also will do like next to no damage. However, you two-hand it, you'll notice now it's accessible, and you can swing it properly. So we're gonna go fight those skeletons again and just see what the difference is. This is right here our fire keeper. So the fire that is up there is maintained by her spirit, essentially. She's essentially an immortal that is tied to the bonfire. So if the bonfire goes out, air quotes, or she dies, the bonfire dies. She has a very tragic backstory because she can't speak. Can't speak at all, no response. She's just trapped inside this prison forever. Anyway, reinforcing the Estus Flask is a means with which that'll increase the healing of your Estus Flask. In order to do that, you have to get Firekeeper souls, which you'll find throughout the world. So we're gonna head down real quick. We're not going to go too far. I just want to show this area because I'm going to show one of the benefits of the Master Key. So you come over here and go down this elevator. Okay. So this is New Londo. So another, like, soul boon, as it were. So there's another soul over here. No, just this guy. These undead won't bother you. They're just driven and they're just insane. They don't have much going on. But over here is one of the things that you want to know about if you're a magic caster, which is this guy.
Well, this is unusual. You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Rickett of Vinheim. I was once an established smith. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
So this guy is a magic smith, essentially. And funny enough, he is in here by choice.
What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escape. It's safe here. I can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons. albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinheim.
So he is particularly useful in getting some other magic early on. So like so if you don't choose a magic caster right away, you can buy the components to get started. So the Sorcerer's Catalyst and then these two spells. You would start with these as a sorcerer. So this is a way to get them if you so I guess the better way to put it is if you started as deprived and you wanted to go magic, this would be the way to get it early on. Repairing equipment is very useful. All equipment has durability, and so you want to, whenever you get to a smith, always just repair your shit, just in case, because it's better to spend a couple souls to boost it then, or like at the time you can, than ignoring it and then realizing later, oh no, my weapon durability is down and now it won't do any like damage. So it's things to do. Reinforcements. So this is where you can, or this is one of the locations where you can upgrade your equipment. It requires Titanite shards and souls. Obviously, we don't have any right now, so we can't do that. But not a big deal. Modifying equipment. So in this world, we will come across what's called like embers, and there's different ones that allow you to ascend weapons to different forms, meaning like you can make them magic, you can make them lightning, you can make them fire, etc. And usually it's not like the best decision to do, because what it'll do is it'll change the scaling of the weapon to a different stat. So right now the Zweihander, it scales with strength, and if I modified it with this guy when I could and turned it into a magic weapon, it would then its damage would then scale with intelligence instead, and significantly less than it would do as a raw weapon. So you got to really like be picky about what you do for ascension. But if you're a magic caster and you're like late game and you're like, it would be fun if I just had a Zweihander as a magic caster, but you don't want to have to do all the effort of like scaling your strength beyond the necessary requirements, and still get like good damage, that's a way to do it. It's like, I guess the better way to put it is, it's better to do like in late games, and by late games I mean New Game Plus, because then you get more bonuses from multiple stats. So like eventually you're going to hit soft caps for your stats and not gain any more boons from it, so it's better to go into other stats instead, until you hit like 99 for all of them. 50 is typically where most stats get soft capped on their returns for leveling up. It depends. Anyway, always important to talk to NPCs until they repeat their dialogue, because sometimes NPCs will advance quests that way or give you items that they wouldn't do if you don't talk to them. So we'll just talk to them a couple times to see until he repeats.
What is it? There's nothing to talk about. We're both cursed, undead. But what's there really to moan about?
I don't know. There's the fact that you're trapped in a cell, buddy. Like, is there really nothing you want to talk about?
What is it?
Yep, so
We're both...
he repeats it. No big deal.
Goodbye then. Keep your head on it. You really helped break the monotony.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Good luck to you. Have fun sitting in that cell forever. Yeah, so these guys won't, this guy's one of my favorites. He's just laying there, like, living his best life. But his reasons do make sense, because, like, as a hollow, like, just living your life, like, being out here, you don't do anything. You don't go anywhere. You're just standing there, like, losing your mind. And unlike him, who's in there, a random douchebag undead like myself can come about and do this. And I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to get splashed across the chest like that. So he's got the right idea. He's aware of the fact that he's going to be undead. It's inevitable. Like, he can't stop it. So might as well put himself in a position where he's not going to be hurt by other undead walking around. But we're not going to go all the way in here because this is a dangerous area. Not yet, but it will be because of something I'm going to show you. So, thing to note, if you see a body in a pot like this, break the pot. And you'll get items. So the transient curses, these are a necessary item in order to like go through this area. Because, and I'll show you, go over here, be very careful going across these bridges. It is very easy to accidentally twitch and fall off. Come over here, and we're gonna say hello to a ghosty ghost. You can imagine, what the hell am I supposed to do? Which is nothing. I can't hurt them. But they can hurt me, and I can't defend against them. So if I use a transient curse, that makes me capable of hurting them. So we're just going to retreat. They won't follow us beyond a certain point. Augusta is here to show me something. I'm going to get to a safe spot.
No, you gotta die by looking at
So I'm not going to die while looking at it.
it. Lights.
Camera action.
Let's get a reaction.
Alright, Augusta wants to show me her thing. Looking good. Huh?
I don't plus anything else.
She's sure. Augusta's going to show me her thing. Scandalous on Twitch, am I right?
This little asshole. The books weren't the hard part. This little asshole put it on the
Augusta doing her best, everyone. So, while we're wandering around, you'll notice that how, like, as I'm rolling, I'm, like, thudding. So, that is a heavy roll. If I take off the Zweihanda and put my longsword back on, I roll a bit faster, which is really nice. But anyway, this is one of the first areas that at most Master Key havers will go to, because it's going to lead us to the Drake Valley, and across there you'll see that little cave opening. That is a quick access method to get to Blighttown, which under normal circumstances we have to go through a much longer way. So y'all get to see that struggle. Because normally, like, because of efficiency and the way that I play, I usually rarely ever go through the depths. There's a boss there that I rarely ever fight because I don't go that way. I just skip it because of the Master Key. So, we're gonna head back up. We're gonna rest at the bonfire, and I'm going to read a few of the items because I can, and y'all are stuck with me. And I know none of you are paying attention anyway, so I get to do whatever I want. You just have to listen to me. Anyway, so we will rest. And I'm going to read some items. So first, the Undead Estus Flask. The Undead treasure these dull green flasks. So y'all probably thinking, like, that's not green, that's orange and yellow. If it's empty, it is green, because that is the color of it's like a translucent green. It's kind of weird. So, filled with Estus at bonfire fills HP. The Estus flasks are linked to the fire keepers. The Dark Tales also make reference. An emerald flask from the keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect the firm. Black Separation Crystal. This black crystal, long a symbol of farewell, is granted to vanished undead. The crystal sends phantoms back to their homes, or sends you back to yours. Beware of fickle use of this item if you intend to nurture relations. So, what this item does is, if you are summoned into another player's world, or you summon a player into your world, this will break that connection and return you to your, like, world. so basically it's a multiplayer eye. It's kind of funny that they give it to you right away because it really has no purpose. Well, actually, no, that's incorrect. It does have a purpose because, well, I'll show y'all later what I'm talking about. Anyway, Firebomb. Bisque urn filled with black powder explodes, inflicting fire damage. Relatively powerful ranged weapon, especially in situations calling for fire damage. A very precious item at low levels. Many warriors use these to augment their strategic repertoire. These can be very handy for taking care of stronger enemies early on. The black fire bombs being like a stronger version of that. And these are what we picked up earlier. Transient curse. Limb of the victim of a curse. Temporary curse allows engagement with ghosts. The only way to fight back against ghosts who are cursed beings is to become cursed oneself. The safest method, however dreadful, is to cut off an arm of the dead. Binoculars. Binoculars made of brass, used to peer at distant scenery. This advanced device was built by a famous craftsman of Astora. Its utility is singular, but its applications many. The value of these specs depends greatly on the imagination of their owner. So it even like gives an in-game kind of explanation for them. They're really only useful to people that utilize ranged combat. So if you're using spells, this is a good way to really like target enemies at greater distances that you can't lock onto. Because if you activate it, it'll pull up a reticle and show you thing where you actually like let's just use that. So pull up, so it zooms in, and people who know what they're doing can like use it to like do targeting for their spells essentially. It unfortunately doesn't give a reticle, which I thought it did, but spellcasters and other players find pretty good usages for this. It's interesting. I have never used it except for today in my entire Dark Souls group. Anyway, so Soul of the Lost Undead. Soul of the Lost Undead, who has long ago gone hollow, used to acquire souls. Souls are the source of all life, and whether undead or even hollow, one continues to seek them. So basically, hollows that have truly just given up, their soul has essentially disconnected from their body, become these souls that we can just pick up essentially. Anyway, hope everyone has a wonderful ad break. To those that are still here, newscast update. Morthos the Demon's Void Holiday Special, Day 2 in Dark Souls, has viewers on the edge of their seats. The chat's been buzzing with tips, tricks, and the occasional meme to lighten the mood. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the abyss and face more foes. Will Morthos conquer or be consumed? Keep watching to find out. Hashtag Void Vacay, hashtag Dark Souls Drama. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Alright, we'll wait for the ad break to finish up. We're back in 5, 4, 3. Well, welcome on back, everybody. We continue. So, it's the same description for all the souls that we can pick up, but the general idea is the greater the individual, the further they got in this journey we're going to go on to, the more souls they've accumulated before they gave up and deteriorated into a husk, essentially. And we have the opportunity to pick it up. So, Soul of the Nameless Undead. So, well, Lost Undead, just some random schmuck that got lost. This is another Lost Undead that, made it further than the other one, but still was just someone wandering around. And then like this example being like a soldier who had no name that accumulated souls. So there, basically the idea is every single individual we come across that's hollow is another person in this game trying to fulfill the prophecy of the chosen undead, which Oscar tried to kickstart by following the legend of, you know, the undead pilgrimage. Like, you go from the undead asylum to Lordran to do the mission of ringing the bells of awakening. That's like the first clue of the story of what we're supposed to do. And Oscar was hoping to be a part of it by going there, freeing undead to increase the odds, and then doing it himself. He unfortunately got smashed by the asylum demon that jumped down from the roof. Like that demon was up there and found Oscar and hit him into the cell that we found him in. And you know, that was a lot of damage. He got his head rocked a little bit. Anyway, so this is humanity. Rare tiny black sprite found on corpses. Used to gain 1 humanity and restore a large amount of HP. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? So, this is what will make us look human again, and it's basically what allows us to like connect with others, primarily with multiplayer and stuff like that. And it is a useful tool for like a quick, like full heal if needed. But it follows the same rules as souls. If you die while holding them and you don't pick them up again, then you lose them. And then finally, our dark side. This is the thing that's on our body. This is like what makes us undead. The dark side signifies an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. Death triggers the dark side, which returns the bearer to the last bonfire rested at, at the cost of all humanity and souls. So this thing is basically what naturally allows us to revive normally in the game. However, we can use it ourselves, and it will like it basically just does what it's intended for passively. It'll kill us, dropping our souls in humanity and bring us back to the last bonfire we rested in. So if you're like in an area or stuck, or you're just like, I have nothing, and you don't care about losing your souls, or you're confident you will get them back, that is like a good emergency way to go back to a bonfire, essentially. So, oh yeah, I still have more shit for you. I'm not done yet. You thought I was done. So this is where our crafting materials will go. These are keys. So the dungeon cell key. Key to the dungeon of the Undead Asylum to the north. This is the key that let us out. A mysterious knight, without saying a word, shoved a corpse down into the cell. And on its person was this key. Who was this knight, and what was his purpose? There may be no answers, but one must still forge ahead. Funny enough, we do have the answers. The knight was Oscar. His purpose was to kickstart the Great Prophecy. And, yeah, we must indeed forge ahead. Undead Asylum, Floor 2, East Key. Key to the iron bars on the east side of the second floor of the North Undead Asylum. The Undead Asylum is a giant undead prison, segmented by countless iron bars. Even if an undead were to escape from a cell, passage to the outside world would not be gained easily. As y'all can see by the fact that we're basically like on a cliffside in the mountain. You know, like there are means to get there that are very difficult. But the only real effective way to get back to civilization is the bird. Anyway, the Big Pilgrim's Key. Key to the inner door of the Undead Asylum, main hall. Big key belonging to a chosen undead pilgrim. But this chosen undead knows not what this pilgrimage has in store. So that was the key that the Asylum Demon is carrying that allows us to get out of the Undead Asylum entirely. We have no magic. We've got our weapons. Longsword. Weapon type, straight sword. Attack type, regular and thrust. That's something to note. Every weapon does have different attack types. So the winged spear has a thrust type. The shield is strike, and other weapons are regular and thrust. These do have defensive aspects to them. So if we come over here, amongst physical defense, you'll see strike, slash, and thrust. Different armors will change those stats and influence how much damage you take from certain types of attacks. And certain enemies also have these strengths and weaknesses versus these types of attacks, so something to note. Anyway, so a longsword, widely used standard straight sword, only matched in ubiquity by the short sword. An accessible sword which inflicts consistent regular damage and high slash damage, making it applicable to a variety of situations. Straight sword hilt. The hilt of this lost sword was found as guard in the Undead Asylum. Only slightly better than one's bare hands, and not recommended for extensive use. Be certain to find a replacement quickly. The Zweihander, one of the gigantic straight greatswords. As the name suggests, the Zweihander is held with two hands, but its wielder must still be inhumanely strong. It is this great weight that sends foes flying when hit solid. The Estok, the largest of thrusting swords, can pierce an armored knight in one thrust. The blade is also sharp, allowing slicing as well. The Winged Spear, a long-hilted spear with a barbed point, long reach, and can be used with shield up. Effective against hard exteriors and hits for high damage at the right moment of an enemy's swing. But the hit radius is small and it is easily blocked by shields. Then the Heater Shield. Small metal shield, a standard, widely used shield. This shield is easy to use and is one of the smallest shields that offers 100% physical damage reduction. So it's like very light to use, but still super effective at blocking standard damage, which most enemies do at the beginning. Like, there will be elemental damage that comes into play later, but as far as most combat goes, 100% physical shields are like your best friend. Anyway, so that's all our weapons. We've got our armor. Standard helm. A sturdy helm made of iron, very common type of protective gear. It provides a sound level of defense. It is wise to wear a sturdy form of head protection against arrows and other physical threats. And then the rest of these don't have very much as far as like details go. Like, not every armor set has a ton of lore to it, but almost every set has one piece that has like lore to it. So again, if you want to learn the story, if you want to experience the full extent of the game, reading the items is the best way to do it. Because the game is not going to tell you the story. It's going to have dialogue, sure, but the world is explained through item descriptions. So, Tiny Being's Ring. Ring made of an ancient tiny red jewel. Grants small increase to HP. Rings grant powers large and small. Their discovery and effective use can make one's journey easy. These are also like a good way to like kind of explain some of the core mechanics of the game. But with that being said, we will move forward and finish our exploration of Firelink Shrine. Oh yeah, gestures. So we can do stuff that interacts with other players. We can do gestures and stuff. Anyway, we'll talk to this guy here. He's a cleric of an order.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Well, fuck you too, bitch.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh, thank you, a penny.
Oh my,
Oh, oops.
you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Okay, so one of the things that you can do is you can join covenants. And, like, there's really nothing wrong with agreeing to this. However, I think if I say yes, he's going to tell me I don't have enough faith to do it, so we'll just do it.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Oh, never mind, he just asked to join the covenant. So we can join like this. That builds a bond with the Way of White, I think is what it's called.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Okay, so this is where you would be able to buy the talismans that allow you to cast spells or miracles, and this is where you can get like a couple of other miracles. So most, like, you as a cleric, you would start with heal, and I think maybe like one other one. These all right here are just utility based, except for force. Force pushes enemies away, but it doesn't do damage, I think. Yeah, it creates a shockwave. Yeah, no damage. But anyway, we'll learn the gesture from him. Shrug. We'll talk to him one more time.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
Okay, so...
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
So this guy right now is basically waiting for some of his companions to appear. And one of the things about like this game and interacting with it is coming back to certain locations, which happens naturally. It's not like you won't, but just like looking around and seeing if there's any changes in the environment. So example being, when we come back later, there's a chance that some more NPCs will appear here. And they are like trigger dependent, so they require certain like things to happen before they, you know, do happen. So I don't remember the specifics. We'll just keep going around grabbing the items. This right here is a shortcut that will lead to, will like allow us to come back here later. It's actually not that hard to get to, but you want to hop down here, come over here, and there are a bunch of chests with items in them. Like this is one of the main areas you want to come back. Cracked Red Eye Orb, that's a PvP item that allows you to invade enemies and challenge them. This is where you can get the starting gear for a cleric if you want to, as a tribe. And Homer Bones are a means with which you can return back to the bonfire without losing your souls in humanity. So, Cracked Red Eye Orb, online play item, invade another world. Hollows cannot use this item. Defeat the master of the world you have invaded to acquire humanity. The Cracked Red Eye Orb allows players to temporarily imitate this ability normally, limited to the dark wraiths of Koth. So, if you like this, like a lore me away explanation is like undead will hunt other undead to steal their humanity. So if I was not hollow, I could be invaded by other players, not here, but they could come and try to basically steal my humanity as much as I could do it to them. And also, for the record, the Dark Wraiths of Koth is a faction/covenant in this game that we can run into. However, the requirement to get there is actually really hard to do, like, before the like other development of the game. Sorry. Coffee gives me heartburn sometimes. Anyway, copper coin. Coin made of copper, its face shows Old Man McLoy, god of medicine and drink. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. So these aren't really useful for much, but they can be turned into souls later. There's like gold, silver, and copper that you can break down via other means later. And then our talisman that we picked up, medium for casting miracles of the gods. Standard talisman issued to common believers. Equip talisman to cast miracles. Attune miracles from a scroll at a bonfire. Most miracles have limited number of uses. And then the Morningstar hammer with a sharp spike on its pommel. One of the more barbaric cleric weapons. Uniquely, this hammer inflicts thrust damage and causes bleeding. You know, makes sense considering it's literally spikes that you're being hit with. And there we go. So those are the items you can get there. And then, oops, turn around there. Oh, man, my brain saw this and forgot where the exit was. And then finally this last chest over here. Ah, yes, the Lloyd talismans. So these are useful for two purposes. One, dealing with other players. Two, dealing with mimics. Talisman utilized by Allfather Lloyd's Cleric Knights to hunt down the undead. Blocks Estus recovery within a limited area. In the outside world, the undead are cursed creatures, and Lloyd's Cleric Knights are widely praised for their undead hunts. This blessed talisman blocks undead recovery, allowing the knights to fight with impunity. So, one of the unfortunate things about being an undead is that the world literally hates you.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah?
I'm not done yet. I got the books to put in, and another piece to put on, and then I'm done. But I'm glad they put this side on. Why I have the blue wet for this. Because it didn't line up like they thought it was. So I would have been fucked. If I put this on for tomorrow when it was all dry. So I gotta use my big brains to decide to put it on now. Even though my difficulties putting books in.
Would you like to say for the audience which company made this so that they never touch it?
I think it's
Yeah. Anyway, so now we'll move down here. This leads back to the skeleton area. We're just going to rush past it. Let's see, are they going to follow?
eternal bookstore.
No.
Not cool design, but.
Yeah, so Cute B. Don't get Cute B book nook things.
Yeah, eternal bookstore. We transport this to any place to breaks off.
All that hard work for it to be broken. Alright. We'll just... Alright, I think there's one more item in this area that we can get. So we'll just come up here. Oh, is it over? It's over there. There is that other item. My brain's just like, go get the item. Oh, wait, never mind. Go this way, get this item. Boink. The lost undead. Alright. Alright. The completionist in me is not happy that I haven't gotten this item, so I'm gonna go get it. Let's just look at it this way. I am showing you intimately. Oh, it wasn't that? It wasn't the shield. It was the muscle. Never mind. What you have to do and where you have to go in the Firelink Shrine. And there is one more thing you can do, which I will show. But this isn't something I would recommend doing until later anyway, because of how difficult it is to do, or at least how difficult the area that it brings you to is. Basically, this is the means of which to get back to the Undead Asylum. So we'll come over here. Wait a minute. Actually, never mind. I can't. Sorry. So you have to go up the elevator to be able to do it. My bad. Ignore me. So we're not going to do that because we can't. What we are going to do is finally progress. Everyone's just like, yay, Morthos is finally going to play this fucking game. Yes, I am. So, first things first. Rule 1 of Dark Souls. You see a bunch of enemies? Don't charge in. Do not aggro all the enemies. Because you can see, they know I'm here. They turn to look at me. But they are not reacting. Why is that? Because they have a limited aggro range. So we're going to get closer and see how he now gets upset. Backstep. So, you'll see how quickly they strike. Like they don't have a lot of equipment, but they can attack fast, and you gotta be careful. So the biggest thing is just getting used to, like, see it right there. That attack could rip you to fucking shreds. Like, it is a dangerous one because if you get hit by it, they will keep swinging. So we just keep wiping and we attack. And you'll see I got a little too close, and that caused this guy to egg. So now we'll come up here, block. The biggest thing is understanding that enemies are dangerous. Dark Souls is dangerous. It does not matter how strong you think you are. If you get hit by an attack, it is pure damage hit coming at you. And it is very, very detrimental this early in the game. So understanding enemy placement and understanding enemy aggro range is very important. There was a time when I was watching a person that I formerly used to be a part of their community who was playing Elden Ring, and they were struggling. And part of the reason they were struggling is because they came up to an area like this, and they rushed in. Like, they aggroed every single enemy, and then they would just get their teeth kicked in, right? And this is a hard thing for me when it comes to Dark Souls, because I love this game. I put a lot of time into learning how to play. And I understand that it is very difficult, and it is very frustrating when you die a lot. So when I see people who are new to the game trying to play it and learn, getting killed and getting frustrated, I want to try to help. I want to try to give tips and insight on what to do in order to be more effective at playing, so you're not sitting in the same area for hours on end bashing your head against a brick wall. And so I try to be respectful and be in asking, like, hey, would you like some advice, and not just automatically giving advice. I'm not the greatest at it. Sometimes I forget, especially with like Baldur's Gate 3 when I'm like, these are the best buttons, remember these buttons because they will be your best friend and they will help you. But like trying to give insight on things to do that allow you to like play the game more effectively and actually make progress instead of being stuck. Because especially new players, when they get stuck, they don't want to continue. They don't want to try anymore, and it's very frustrating because that element of quitting results in a poor opinion of the game that is frankly not warranted. Ooh, first Titanite shard, nice. So we picked up another item, the Ring of Sacrifice. This ring is very useful in that if you die and you lose a shit ton of souls, or you have a shit ton of souls and you are worried about dying, it allows you to, die without losing your souls. And that translates into, if you die and drop your souls, and you put this ring on and you die again, you don't lose those souls. You have another chance to get them. So it's a good way to like have a backup in case you accidentally get killed or something. The unfortunate thing is, if you do die while wearing this ring, it will break and you don't get it anymore. It's gone. In later games, it doesn't disappear. It just breaks and you can repair it, which is really nice. But in the original Dark Souls, it's not as nice. But anyway, so like I'm watching this person play Elden Ring, and they're getting upset. Like they're legitimately getting angry because they keep going into this area full of enemies and causing all of them to aggro. And so I try to ask for like some advice. They say hesitantly that I can't. And I never understand this. Like a lot of the time when I offer advice for Dark Souls, I'm usually met with the same response of like, oh no, I want to learn it on my own. And it's like you're not going to learn it on your own because you clearly are going to quit before you reach a point where you will learn it on your own. And I would like to give a little bit of insight on what to do so that you can improve your playstyle. But apparently that, to some people, is just insulting. And it's very frustrating because I find it very insulting that people hate on this game because they just aren't getting it. But anyway, so as I, like, the advice I gave them was something that sounds like it's basic knowledge, but based upon like playstyles and behaviors of players, it really is not. By the way, that's a way to... Oh, hi. You scared me. So this guy, he is like down that alcove in that alley right there. He's waiting for you. And when you come across this area, he'll aggro and run all the way around to this side and go up this ladder to come and ambush you. And it's very easy to miss him and suddenly get like backstabbed. And I actually forgot about him. He scared me. But so the advice I offered to this person was essentially like this, in that all enemies have a certain aggro range. And when you're coming up upon groups, you want to pay attention to distance. So when you engage in combat, you want to come at them in a way that ensures only one or two aggro to you while the rest ignore you. So like basically, if I came, like I said with the first area, which you can't see anymore, although funny enough, is that the no, that's a different section. No, wait, I think that's where, yeah, that is. That's so down there, even though it's not accessible, I think that's where the Capra Demon actually is hiding. That's interesting that he's not spawned in here, but there is a way to cheese him like down further. That's funny. Anyway, you'll see all those little hollows hanging there. How long have they been waiting? How long have they been hanging there? Who knows? But I can tell you this, the minute we go down there, they're gonna hop on up and we want to deal with them quickly. But we will wait until the ad break ends, and I'm actually going to take this as an opportunity to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. I have returned. Hope everyone had a good break. Our fun fact from our break: from motherboards to monitors, these are the physical pieces of a computer you can actually touch. What's the collective term for them? I have no... Oh, hardware. That makes sense. So hardware refers to the physical, tangible components of a computer system as opposed to the software or data it processes. Interesting. It's kind of the same with like hard code versus soft code. Oops, smack that. Anyway, so we're gonna head down here. We're gonna fight these guys. There's two ways to go down this area. There's one where you can drop down. Uh-oh. I was hoping to knock off some. Okay. This is one of the things you want to be careful with. Oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. Fuck, this is not good. There we go. Okay, there we go. Honestly, if they had pressed the attack, that could have gone really bad. So that's one thing you want to be wary of, is you can hit stuff and it will stop your swing, and it is not good. So just some rubbish, pointless. These guys popped up. There are areas where there are like a ton of basic hollows that you have to be very careful about, because they can and will overwhelm. So these guys are coming. This is another thing to be wary of. Like, what I did earlier was honestly kind of dangerous, which is like trying to swing like this, where instead doing this is thrusting attacks into small. So learning your abilities and techniques is a very important part of playing Dark Souls, because it will allow you to not lose out on opportunities to attack. But so usually one of the thing with this area, this section right here, is the game does not expect you to do it the way I did. Like that is a way to do it. But what it wants you to do is go this way. Like drop down here, and then that guy would come down and attack you. These two would pop on up, and then you come around here, and those four would then come at you. So that's kind of how the game expects you to do it. Veterans will usually just jump over the gap to get there, because it's nicer to get that item and maybe ignore this section. Because not everyone goes into every section to get every item, because some of them just aren't worth it. But anyway, this is one of the first examples of a fog wall that is not a boss fight. Honestly, I still don't know why there's a fog wall there, but there is. So take that how you will. This is a means with which to get over to that area and get the item that you could see from the ladder. It is not possible to do the jump from here. You actually have to get up on the roof of this building, which requires you going a different direction. But let's take a look. If you get too close to him, when he lands like that, he can kill you. Like, that impact was the extension of his damage AoE. So, we will now begin our interaction to this area. And this is another example of going into the area slowly but surely, because that guy is just going to keep pelting us with arrows, and there are multiple enemies that will aggro. So that one guy we got too close came at us. As we get closer, that guy behind there is going to come at us. But you'll see that guy over there. He is not going to attack us. Oh, you went far. And that right there is an example of why you don't assume you're not going to get hit, because they will sometimes yeet themselves at you. But yeah, so say he came down, or like came up here, right? And I was just like, oh well, this guy's going to activate first before that guy. So I came over here. He now is activated, and that other guy would have been activated, and now I would have to have fought two of them at the same time. And the more enemies that come on the field, the more... Oh, you jumped down. The more likely you are to get hurt. Those guys over there will not follow you. They are just gonna... They stay over there until you go to them. So they are safely ignored. This guy, he will keep shooting arrows at you, but once you get close, he will switch to a sword. So don't assume that once you're close, he won't hurt you. Like, he can still hurt you. So we'll come over here and get this next bomb. So, reminder. You rest, and the enemies are back. So this is where you now have to be wary of new aggros. So, this guy aggro's sooner. This guy's still doing his thing. These two will aggro a little differently. This guy, you gotta be careful of because, well, technically any of them you have to be careful of because when they do that jump attack, they will, like, defy physics and careen towards you. It's insane. So always be careful. But we'll go over here, kill this guy, and then we'll go over here and deal these two. So the thing about these guys is they are hurdlers. They will just keep their shields up and walk towards you and spear you. Thing is, they also don't attack very often. They'll wait for you to be in a position that they can attack. So, like, literally, I'm just standing here in the open, and they're choosing not to attack. And they're also a bit more efficient when it comes to turning around. I want to see if I can, like, get a parry off. I just want to see if I still have it. Come on. Do it. Woo! Got it. So, parrying is probably one of the most tricky aspects of this game because getting the timing down is very difficult. And since they often have different attacks that happen at different speeds, it's very easy to get tricked. So, one of the things that you can do when dealing with these two chodes is do a kick attack, which is something that the game does teach you. I just unfortunately forgot to look at that text box on the ground. But kicking basically knocks, or is a moving forward, like so pushing forward on the analog stick and hitting R1 or the right bumper at the exact same time. So this guy's hiding. We'll stab him. And then come over here and meet one of our best friends.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
Yeah, he is definitely hollow and has lost his marbles, but he still has a purpose, and that purpose is selling stuff, so he still retains his sanity. Because so long as you retain your willpower, you will live forever. Like, you won't die. And there are beings in this world that are hollow, that have existed for centuries. So, if you think you have the resolve and will to, continue existing, Dark Souls might be for you. But if you have a weak will, you ain't getting far. Anyway, so this guy sells some useful stuff. The orange guy in Soapstone, that just allows you to write those orange messages on the ground that other players can see. We'll come across some in a little bit, and I'll show you kind of how they're tricksy. Lloyd's Talismans for PvP, Firebombs, Throwing Knives, which are useful. Repair Powder, Emergency Durability Restoration, which is going to be handy. We got our Residence Key, Repair Box, and Bottomless Box. So the Bottomless Box is a bonfire inventory system. So if you need, if there's so much equipment in your stuff that you are having a hard time switching between stuff quickly, or there's just specific ones that you want to use and you don't care about anything else, you can throw stuff in here and then not have to worry about it. There is no carry weight as far as the game goes, so you like straight up can carry every single piece of armor and weapon throughout the entire game without any consequence. This is just a way to like organize it and make it quicker to switch between weapons if you want. The residence key, this is basically the key that you would need to open locks if you don't have the master key, which is helpful. Various weapons that you can get. The weapon that I was mentioning before that you can get pretty easily is the short bow. This is something you do want to get early on because it will allow you to get through this area efficiently.
Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below. And up above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you kindly.
Alright. So, we've got the bow now, and I will obviously show why it's useful in a minute. We're going to continue forward this direction. We still have our fast one. So, we'll head down here. So, this is another example. So, that guy, like, he's programmed to run away. Because it wants you to get closer and aggro the rest of them. But if you just wait, like I did, he'll come to you. And then you can kill him. And you can move a little bit closer, and the other one aggroes. So this is what I'm talking about when I say pay attention to aggro range. And when I gave this advice to the person, they legitimately got offended that I said that, because and their response was, that's fucking obvious, like that is useless. And it's like, no it's not, because there's a reason I'm saying it. And the I didn't say it with just as the intent of like, oh, pay attention to like aggro range. I was going to say more. But when it comes to giving advice, I try to frame each by step, so it's like, this is the like explanation for this, which leads into this, which leads into this. This person straight up got mad that I said the first part and did not care about anything else I said after that, because in Dark Souls, in the Souls series, you really need to pay attention to aggro range, because if I run up to these guys and just like fight, now I'm fighting both of them. For me, it's not a big deal because I can take care of them easily, but for a person who is not familiar with all the aspects of the game, it is an easy way to get it ripped to shreds by too many enemies. So when I say, you know, pay attention to enemy aggro and where you are, like there's a reason for that. All right, we're gonna jump up here. So this is how you get over here. Though I should, so I will clarify. What the advice I was giving about enemy aggro was the second part to the advice I was giving. The first thing I said was how enemies behave, and all Dark Souls enemies have two forms, which is passive and hostile. And that was like the setup to what I was saying in terms of like being aware of where their passive range lies and where their aggro range lies. And so they got upset about me setting it up and explaining the part about the two forms, because yeah, like it's not that I assume they didn't know how enemies function, but it's important when explaining the context of why you want to do it the way you do. Like, you want to be aware of okay, when I'm at this range, the enemy is passive. They're not going to come towards me even if I'm in line of sight. Compared to to hostile, where they will they're gonna come at me non-stop. Like, see, that guy, that's what I was talking about earlier. He's set up to trigger, so once he sees me and, like, I get into a certain location, he's gonna come towards me. He's meant to be one of those enemies that, sneaks up behind you. Because he'll go up here, he'll come over here, drop down. You know, oh, I'm fighting, woo! I'm fighting all these enemies, I'm running low on stamina. And then he comes up behind me. Oh no, I've been stabbed! And now I have been knocked out of an animation, and the enemies that are still alive over here are gonna kick my teeth in. So, being aware of your surroundings is like a big part of Dark Souls. So anyway, we got the items that we wanted with the double bag. We're gonna head over here and press forward. There is an item over here that we can get, which is just another shield. So, you might be wondering, why get all these items? Like, why does the game give you so many? If you're deprived, they can be very useful, because certain shields provide certain bonuses. So, example being, rubbish, who in the right mind would bother carrying this around? Perhaps you need health. I love it. Is there anything else we got? This area? No. Ah, the Titanite shard. Most common Titanite material reinforces standard weapons to +5. Titanite shards are fragments of the legendary slabs. Titanite is etched into weapons to reinforce. Yep. Over here, we got that. One star spear. Oh no, regular spear. Standard spear used commonly by soldiers. Long reach and can be used with shield up. Effective against hard exteriors and can hit for high damage at the right moment an enemy swing. But the hit radius is small and is easily blocked by shields. So similar to the winged spear. The short bow, small bow, standard projectile weapon, equip arrows to use. Hold bow and press LB to aim. Aim for heads of humanoid foes. Press LT, RT to change type of arrows. So you can hold 2 arrows at the same time. And then light crossbow. Standard crossbow is shoot for 2 soldiers. While bows require both hands, a crossbow is held in 1. But arming each bolt takes time. I don't use crossbows bolts very often. They're a little less versatile with being able to aim at enemies. You have to be targeted onto them or use the binoculars to set up your shots. Anyway, the wooden shield. Vertically elongated wooden shield decorated with a white dragon. Wood shields are lighter than metal shields, but with lower physical damage reduction and reduced shield stability. So, referring to the stat capabilities, so you can see right here, physical 93 versus 100. What it does have is a boost to lightning defense. Stability is, let's see, I don't remember what stability is. The stability of a player defense. The higher this value, the less stamina consumed when taking attacks. Ah, yes. So, the better the stability, the more efficient your stamina usage is when defending against attacks. So, I'm going to show you now why the bow is one of the best things you want to get early game. Because you see these chodes right here? They just keep on chucking firebombs. Once you aggro them, they will throw them eternally. And while you don't have to do this, you can rush in to that room. It's not recommended because, as you can see, enemy to the left over there, an enemy over there. And I don't want to fight 2 enemies. So, I do this. Line up a shot, wait for them to throw. Release, headshot. Once more, headshot. Line up this one. And you want to, like, arrows are, like, they have a weird, like, kind of, like, side arc to them. So you want to be a smidge to the left of your target. And once more. And just like that, those enemies are down. And I could run unopposed. You'll notice that that guy has reacted to me, so he is aware of my presence. And once I reach a certain distance, he will come at me. Oh yeah, there's a third one. Forgot about you. This one, you can just come over here. Like, they literally cannot hit you. They have a very specific range. So long as you stay over here, you're fine. you. Boop. And once more. Boop. Okay. Oh, and so right there, you'll see how the souls that came on me was a little different, had more of a dark coloration to it. Every area has a small, like a amount of enemies that you can kill to gain a free humanity. So if you're stuck in an area and you need help, but don't have any humanity to summon help, this is like that is the way to potentially get one, and you know, get some help. So what I usually, I can literally just like go across and aggro these guys and fight them, but I like to often shoot this guy, because another thing to note when interacting with enemies is once they are attacked, more often than not they will aggro to you, and that will like bring them to you. The nice thing is that not every enemy is going to aggro to you when you do this. The only thing is he's a little confused, so he's not opening the door, which is funny because normally he will open the door on his own. Oh, yeah, there's 3 enemies in here, so you don't want to go in there guns a-blazing. It will get you killed if you don't know what you're doing or you have weapons. So this guy aggroes. Ooh, oh, he sidestepped me. The cheeky bugger. Alright. Yeah, normally this guy actually opens this door. So when you shoot him with an arrow, it actually breaks his AI, and he's not, or his like his combat intelligence, which is funny. This is a locked door that will be accessible later. You'll see down here is you can jump down here. This is a way to go. I do not recommend doing this. It is a very tricky jump that is easy to fuck up, and while it leads you to a nice item, that ring down there's the blue Tearstone ring. There's something down there that most people aren't prepared to fight. So I'll show y'all once we get there. So we'll come across here. You'll hear someone walking. Who could that be? It's this guy. Coming around this corner, or coming through this area, there's a high chance that many enemies will aggro to you. This guy even can aggro to you being nearby sometimes. It doesn't happen a lot, but it is entirely possible that he will see you and like attack you. We'll come over here, get this item. Ooh. Okay. So we got some more black firebombs. Take these out. This is going to be extremely helpful for dealing with the enemy that will be coming across soon. So this is another junction or point where there's a reason why it's nice to kill those 3 firebomb chuckers with the bow, because right here they can see you and they will throw them at you right here. So this is another example of why you want to be patient and not go into areas right away, because I come up to the stair, one of them aggros, and I can make him come back towards me and fight. He does throw fireballs, so you gotta be careful. But stab. And once again, I get a little bit closer. Another one aggros, but this one does not. And this is the way to safely go through areas without being overwhelmed. Hence my statement of being aware of enemy passivity and aggro distance so that you can safely navigate through the area. One of the things that we are also going to do is now that we have another 1,000 souls, I'm gonna actually head back to the merchant, because so long as we don't go out back to the bonfire, the enemies won't come back. So we can accumulate souls, we can move through areas, and double back as much as we want in order to gain a leg up. And this leg up is going to give me a item that helps significantly with the Tauros team. Just want to make sure. Sometimes I forget that there are enemies that I've rested and cause enemies to spawn in other areas that I may not have gone through again.
Oh, you again. I hope you've brought plenty of souls.
Yes, indeed, I have exactly enough to get this. The residence key.
Here, I'm not here to chit-chat. We talk business, or we talk nothing at all.
Well, I bought something from you, jerk.
Oh, thank you. Very much.
Yeah, that's right.
Come back soon.
Not like you get much else business around here. So one thing to note, this guy is killable. You can attack this guy and kill him. And it does give you a weapon. You can get what's called the Uchigatana, the Uchigatana, which is a very useful dex weapon. But thing to keep in mind, if you kill him, you don't get, you can't buy anything from, or anything more from him. And if you fail to kill him, he is going to be pissed at you and won't sell you anything unless you absolve your sins, which requires getting much further in the game. Well, not much further, but further than we are now, in order to absolve your sins, which does cost a pretty penny. So we'll head back up here. Another thing to note: you see these enemies, right? Huh? Maybe should we fight them? No. Because if you go up here, there's this guy, and he will shoot you from up here. He is literally Oh yeah, that's I guess that's something to note. Hollows also have Estus because they're also undead, so if you leave them alone, they can heal too. So this guy would have shot us from behind, but now we have a vantage point on this guy. So there are 3 of them down there. Once again, I will show you an example of how I go through this level and cause the enemies to come at me. In case it's not obvious, I've gone through this area many times. But until then, everyone have a wonderful ad break. To those that are still here, in the shadowy corners of Twitch, whispers of Morthos Demon's Ko-fi page slink through the chat like a tiptoeing cat burglar. A link appears, a beacon for those with a penchant for supporting their favorite streamers. Will you follow the trail to generosity? The plot thickens as day 2 when the void unfolds. Stay tuned, stay sharp. Yes, indeed. And we'll be back in about a minute. Hope everyone's been enjoying our adventure through Dark Souls. I certainly have been. This is, of course, one of my favorite games, and as I've said before, I have gone through it many times. One of the things that I used to do in order to, progress through these areas before I, air quotes, got good, was I would farm all of these enemies over and over again to amass amounts of souls to level up with. Because bosses are hard when you don't know what you're doing. And the game is intended to be a constant training montage, essentially. Because it's these enemies are all very simplistic and very easy. Their only ally is that they have large amounts of them. So if you spend time and learn their aggro distances and attack patterns, they become easy. This area is difficult for people. People struggle with it. And some would say I am making it look insultingly easy. It's not because it's easy, it's because I'm that fucking experienced. So, that residence key allowed us to open that door, which gave us the golden pie resin. This shit is very nice, because it allows us to put lightning damage on our weapon. And for the Tauros Demon, which we'll be coming across soon, is very nice. So, one of the things you can do is you can cause this guy to aggro by coming to this corner. Those two don't aggro at all. We can hustle back over here and wait for him to get closer. So now I have caused one more enemy to, you know, come at me without backup. Okay, I gotta go a little bit further. That, like, this is something they do. They will reach a certain distance, typically attack range distance, and then they'll literally turtle shoot. So come around. See, those guys won't bother me. Do that. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Still aren't bothering. Come down here a little bit more, and now that guy comes out. Now, do I know every enemy's like aggro range this specifically? No. As we get into later levels, we're going to be coming across more and more difficult things, but I do know a lot of them. Just to like give her an idea of where we're heading, we are heading up to that area over there. This is one of the things that I really like about Dark Souls. One specifically is you can like see all the areas from certain locations, or like sorry, let me clarify. You can't see every single area from every single location, but you can see where you're going from other areas. Whereas like in Dark Souls 2 and 3, there's a lot of like separation and loading screens that make it so it feels less connected. Like you could legit go through so much of this game without ever seeing a loading screen, which is awesome. Anyway, this is another area that likes to be cheeky. He does that. There's two ways to go about it. Either A, you do what I did, or B, you drop down here. I don't recommend dropping down there because you basically get stuck. I think. Yeah. Like you don't want to go down that way. You have to Homer bone. But what I'm going to show you now is the reason why you don't want to go the way that you don't want to jump down to get that ring. This guy, the Black Knight. These guys are tough. They hit like trucks. They have a lot of health, and they're frankly it's very deadly. I can try to get the backstab. They are backstabbable, but I don't know why I have not had a good hit rate against these guys doing this first backstab, but I will try. Trick is you gotta go slow. So right there. But yeah, I only did 13 damage to him. So I'm gonna try to bait his attack and chuck. Alright, and then I'm not gonna fight him here. This is actually a really bad location to fight him in. I always drag him up here in order to fight. You can do this. You can go up that ladder if you're fast enough and just chuck fireballs at him. But this is actually the best way to fight him. So you want to bait him. So he'll do that thrust, and if you can get the circle, you can backstab him. Like this is the greatest weapon of every Dark Souls player, is backstab chain. And the way to do it is you have to time the cooldown for the backstab. The main thing you want to look out for is when they do their side shield bash, because that can do a lot of damage. Almost got hit there. Yeah. Okay. Punch, man. So I'm in a little bit of a dangerous spot here. Getting the backstab off is a little tricky because there's like a sweet spot that you gotta use. There we go. We're gonna chuck firebomb. Just went for it. And then the thing to note is when... Oh, yep, so that was a dangerous stab. The thing to note is the shield makes it so you can't do the backstab. Let's go! I got the Black Knight Sword. So, killing these guys is an opportunity to get really powerful weapons early on. So the Black Knight Greatsword, or Black Knight Sword, is a really useful starting sword. It does have high requirements, so you most likely won't be able to use it right off the bat. But if you can get your hands on one, it is something that you do want to work towards as far as like your stats go. So we got it. That like it's completely RNG on whether you get one of their weapons or not. My all-time favorite is the Black Knight's Ultra Greatsword. Like that thing is an absolute behemoth of a weapon. So we killed him. Got a little spicy there for a second. But the thing to note, what I was saying earlier, is if you have your shield up and you try to backstab something, it will not work. And the thing to note with that is if you have your shield up and you put it down, there's like a second or two where the game considers your shield up and won't give you the backstab. So you want to be very good at timing your shield drops with your backstabs, because if you don't get the timing right, then you won't get the backstab off, and there's a chance the enemy might retaliate. This right here is another door that you could open with the Master Key, which will lead to an enemy called Havel, who, if you can kill, you will get the Havel's Ring, which basically gives you the ability to wear more heavy shit without losing so it basically increases your carry, I guess is the better way to put it. As we're heading up here, there is a barrel that we want to be aware of, because it has this guy in it. Crystal Lizards carry Crystal Titanite, or Twinkly Titanite, which is extremely useful because it allows you to upgrade strong weapons, such as the Black Knight's weapons. Okay. So we are at the point where I can fight the boss. That fog wall right there is a boss fight. The thing is, I have a humanity unused and 1,271 souls. So under normal circumstances, I would recommend going back and using your souls to level up or spend them at the merchant and use the humanity to become human. However, there are drawbacks to that. Namely, becoming human makes it so that you can possibly get invaded. So if you are making your way to the boss, there's a chance a enemy player will invade you. However, it will allow you to summon another player to help you, possibly, if they're online. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go...
Oh, you again?
Yes.
I hope you've brought...
Yes, I always bring souls. I'm just going to go back here and use it to buy stuff. Oh yeah, so another thing that you can get here if you're deprived is you can use it to buy this armor, which is really handy for if you don't have any armor and you want some. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy this box and get it out of the way. And then one thing that's really nice is whenever you buy something and you don't have a lot of souls to buy anything else, just spend them on arrows.
Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Like, accumulating mass amounts of arrows is better than just getting a couple, because again, there is no carry weight limits like Skyrim with inventory space. It's purely like worn equipment. And so You can literally buy the maximum amount of arrows, which is 999, without any consequences. Though to be fair, in Skyrim you can do that as well because arrows don't have equipment weight. But you know. Anyway, so with that being said, we are going to head up, and I am going to show you the Taurus Demon. We'll see if we can do it on the first try. First thing to note, you go through. This is our battle arena. It is not the most ideal. And if you go across this bridge, it'll spawn the Taurus Demon. What you want to do is you want to go over here. Because these assholes are here. And they will shoot you as you're fighting the Taurus Demon. They have been the doom of many players. So, you got that. I'm just gonna heal up. I'm just gonna use it. Always good to have maximum health. And what we can do next is we're going to spawn the Taurus Demon. So you can fight him on this bridge. I do not recommend it because it is very easy to follow. But he spawns. We're gonna run back. And we're gonna fly as fast as we can. He's coming. Oh Lord, he's coming. And once we get up here, we're going to, like you see, he will jump up here. He's gonna take a sweet ass time doing it. There he is. Not even have a shield. So, I'm gonna fight here. Watch out for his attacks. Stay in his crouch. Just get a nice and like that easily. The main attack you want to be wary of there is that thrusting attack where he like holds it really close to his chest, because that one has a very weird hitbox and can get you in his grundle, along with his smash attacks. The best way to avoid them is to literally dodge through his legs. So staying within his crotch and dodging forward is the best way to deal with the Taurus Demon. The reason why you don't want to fight him down here is because it is very easy for him to hit you with an attack and send you flying off of the edge of the map. It is possible for him to actually fall off too, but you have to really like bait a specific attack at a certain spot, otherwise it won't work. So, we have made it to the bridge. And now we can say hello to our son bro! Solaire, how goes it, my son bro? By the way, look how big this world is. Like, this is a city on top of a hillside overlooking, or not a hillside, a fucking mountain, excuse me. Looking over this vast ocean of landscape. Like, it is insane. 1 second, I just need to respond to Augusta, because I am indeed hungry. I am indeed hungry. Doink. Okay. And then we do have 15 more minutes until midnight, ushering in our location's new year. Me and Augusta will be doing a special set of tarot readings for the new year. We're going to be doing our own individual month-by-month spreads, and we're going to do a combined one of each other where we basically alternate months between our two tarot decks. I don't know. What am I hungry for? That is a good question. We still have stuff for nachos as an option. Yeah, she's cuddling with Bobby. Hell yeah. Anyway, we'll say hello to our son, bro.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it.
Actually, I am hollow.
I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
Yeah, Solaire, according to like his community and where he comes from, is considered weird because he's very obsessed with the sun.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you.
Nah, my bro.
I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Yeah, sure. What you got?
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Of course.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
And now we have the white sign soapstone.
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
I am not blind, Solaire. I see you and your greatness. Alright, anything more from you?
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
You have fun with that, Solaire. Anyway, let's see. Gus is stuck on her on the couch because of Bobby. Anyway, so I guess the things to note are the soapstones basically allow us to connect with other undead on this journey. Technically speaking, we are all existing in our own timeline going through this. Solaire is on his own journey going through what we go through. And while there is definitely intersection with some NPCs, technically speaking, we are summoning him from a different world. But this is where you need to get to in order to do co-op. So in the case of Dragonfae, when they reach their 300 follower goal, where they do, where they're going to play Elden Ring and they're going to go through Amorthos' Dark Souls boot camp. Line up, maggots, and prepare for war! If we were doing Dark Souls, they want to do Elden Ring, which is fine. We would have to get to this spot in order to be able to do summoning. And there is actually a way, or a technique that I want to, or I have an idea for, in order to allow new players to go through the game in a safe way that makes it so they don't lose resources. So, bridge. Looks pretty alright. There's just a bunch of hollows. Easy peasy. We just make our way across, right? Why are there charred bodies? Fuck. I did not get the timing down. Okay. So, shit. Unfortunately for me, I fucked up the timing there. And got killed by the Drake. So he comes down, he swoops in, throws fire all across the fucking bridge. And pretty much gets me killed. So now we gotta go back through. Oops. Okay, so I want to explain what I did there. I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 with my buddy Rain while he was over on Friday/Saturday, and one of my habits when I play shooting games is anytime I, you know, finish fighting enemies, if I have a chance, if I don't need to shoot, I will reload. And it does not matter how many bullets I've spent. I could literally use a single bullet and I will reload. Because there's I always want to ensure I have the maximum amount of ammunition I can have when engaging in combat, because there's always a chance that one bullet can make the difference in combat. Okay. So take care of those guys easy. Once again, that's what I do. You can also do it with this guy. So I can literally pot shot him across. And right there, you'll see how I aimed to the left. The middle of the reticle was not on him, but it curved to the right. So that is a demonstration of where you want to aim when fighting these guys. And just for the lulz, so I move across the bridge, that guy aggroed now. Oh, you cheeky bitch. No, you don't. Unfortunately for them, the Estus takes so long to activate that if you see them charging their Estus, just go at it. Like, it's literally a free hit. Alright, making our way. This guy comes at us. Boing. Stab. Hi. Boing. Stab. Always good to do the thrusting attack in this section because it's very easy for the game to not let you. Like right there. Like, there's like a certain range of your weapon in regards to the before it before it considers it like a failed hit, I guess is the best way to put it. I can hear the Drake up there now. He's up there. He's waiting. Come on, friend. You're so slow. Oh, that was a smidge off. Doink. Doink. Yeah, once you get like really familiar with this area, it is like it's something you can do really fast. Especially when you get like upgraded weapons and get stronger. Over here, him comes around. Come on, buddy. You're so slow. And doink. Stab. Sweet. Next. Come here. Never underestimate the power of a ricochet, by the way. A lot of enemies, when they hit your shield, will bounce, and it's an opportunity to really like lay into them. Oh, hi. This guy is excited. He wants to die. Anything. Things to note, terrain only respawns when you, like, I think, rest at a bonfire. I think. I'm not gonna borrow those guys, because they won't progress, but you get to see how they shoot at you. Like, they won't come at you, because when they're in range mode, they don't do pursuit. Okay. So, we now need to deal with this problem, which is here. So let's see. He has a pretty good range for his attack. so we're gonna try to rush. So the thing that you want to do is you want to get here as quickly as possible. And another fun thing that you can do is cause him. Come on. Yeah, he's being increasingly stubborn. Is he broken? Interesting. Huh. Well, before I get myself killed like an idiot, what you want to do, you want to get here, you want to come over here. Put that down. So now that is a shortcut to that bonfire, ensuring we don't have to do all that shit again. And I've got a ton of souls. So I'm going to reverse hollowing because I have the humanity, and we'll see if we get invaded. So now I look, Nazi stuff. Like pretty good. I'm gonna up dexterity because it will allow us to wield Black Knight's Ultra Greatsword in a second. Because what do I need? I need 20 strength. I have 16. So maybe I might have enough. We'll see. So now I'll use the souls that I get. They all have different values. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, in OG Dark Souls, you can only pop one at a time. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, the better way to do it. Take that off. Oops. Like that. So this is the better way to do it. Put them in your inventory. And hopefully we get enough souls for this in order to get the last 4 levels we need to up our strength. Because then we get the Black Knight's Great Sword. You keep wanting to say Black Knight's Ultra Great Sword, because that's a fair sword. But the Black Knight's Sword, and, like, again, it's a strong weapon. Short. Damn it. Okay. That's fine. We'll get enough as we progress. So, there's 2 ways to go about this next area. You can try to rush past him, which requires a bit of a cheat, a bait. His fire and kill off a lot of enemies, which for the record, this is actually a nice way to farm because it's just an easy 555. You just have to keep resetting. So he'll keep doing that. What you need to do is get him to jump down and rush past him. And there's a way to do that. But I'm going to be showing y'all the true secret of this area. And this is something that helps every new player exponentially, and another reason why you want that bow. Okay. This guy always is cheeky. He doesn't like to come at you sometimes. He'll like just keep doing that. Let's see. There we go. Bye! So, the game does not tell you about this. It will never tell you about this. But, you see that tail over there? Actually, I think there's a certain spot, not to do this necessarily, but it's like the best spot to be when doing this. I think this might be the spot. But you want to time this right, because that tail is targetable. Oh, it's targetable. Okay, I do need to be a little bit back. But so we'll get that lined up again. So that tail will always do that. So you shoot. Oh, I missed a little bit off. And this is another reason why you want to gather like a crap ton of arrows. Because it does take a while. It comes down, the tail appears again, and you hit it a second time. You can get 3 shots in if you time it. Yeah, because if you shoot beforehand, you can get it again there. So, I missed. Yeah, so this is like, you want to get it down to a science. Ah, I missed. So, you unfortunately can't technically cheese the kill here. But there is a reason I'm doing this, and you will see. Like, patience is rewarded in this instance. Because he can't get you. Nothing he does will get you. And we. Once again. And doink. Another one. For the record, this does take a little bit of time. It doesn't take forever, but it takes some time. And once more. I just basically cut off his tail. And that rewards me with not only the Drake Sword, which is a very powerful weapon. Busted again? Okay, so I'm gonna show you what to do to get past him. So you gotta do this quickly. So you shoot him, jumps down, and you gotta move. And once you get in here, he'll just leave. Whoop. That's first. Okay. So you want to be careful because he will get mad. You just go over here, and then he'll leave. Now, fair warning, he can and will come back, but that requires, like, refreshing the area in the game. So, as far as I'm aware right now, he will not come back permanently. So that allows us to do this. Get this shortcut, and go and collect these items. Because, yeah, he is basically gone. And will not return unless reset. So, 3 items, and I'm going to show y'all the way most people will go, like in this area. This way is still dangerous because of these guys. Poisonous rats that swarm and gang up on you. And there's 3 of them. But with the Drake Sword, it's a lot easier. So we'll head on up. And this is where we would have popped out of. The thing to note is, because we would have gone that way instead of this way, we would not have gotten this shortcut. So we wouldn't get this bonfire. Alright. Now then. Here's another. This is the next area. This is a big thing that is really important. When you go in this area, one of those hollows is going to rush into the back of the area, and they will drop that gate. What you want to do is you want to target that hollow, which I believe it's that one in the back. Might have to line this shot up, but we'll see. So we will fire. I missed, but that's fine. We got the hit off, and now he'll come towards us. And I will do it to the other one too, just to make doubly sure. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Gotta hit the boar. because otherwise he gets stuck. Now, the boar is a very dangerous enemy, but he will not progress past a certain point. And you can do this to him. He's not. There we go. In the butt. So, that boar is easy to kill. Or easier to kill if you know what to do. There are other boars in the game that are not. You are taking your sweet ass. Come on. Okay. So he comes towards us. He's dead. I'm just going to do it to the other one as well, just to be on the safe side, because I don't like having to go through the area that the game forces you to if the gate drops. Come here. Flash. Okay. So, we got the boar helm, which is awesome. Like again, these are not guaranteed drops. There is RNG to rare drops. That's why they're called rare drops. It's great that we've gotten a few of them. So, all right. Once again, we're gonna progress through this methodically. We've got those guys shooting arrows. We've got this guy over here. Slash. I don't know where that other one went. That guy is up here. But anyway, so again, if I had not done it the way I did, that hollow would have come over here and closed this. And that's unfortunate. So thankfully, we don't have to do that. We can go this way. Because I do not like going through the side area, because there's a lot of enemies in very tight quarters. Alright, I'm gonna get the shortcut first, and then I will show you the next Black Knight. These guys are dangerous. Because they've got armor and better shields. And they will gang up on you. So... that one is the most... this guy's the more specifically dangerous one. And you'll notice how he has a different shield than the other two. That's because he's got an S-stock or a rapier. And if he does it, I'll show you what he does. This guy can do like a certain stance, and if you attack him, he will parry you. That's one of the things that's really dangerous, is that enemies can parry as well. These versions cannot. Scraping around, getting the kills there, and instead of going through that way, because of the fact that there are two enemies to be wary of in that area, we're gonna go this way. So there's this guy here. Alright. But yeah, there are a lot of enemies through this area that you gotta be careful. They will, like, they have weird aggros. They'll come at you without you being fully aware of it sometimes. So it's important to be careful. And the reason why I'm still going through this area is because there are important items to get here. But I prefer going through this way. This guy is another one that's pretty strong. You can sneak up and backstab him, but I just don't like to because it takes so long to walk. Okay, this is the stance. So if I swing at this guy, he will parry my strike and deal a massive amount of damage towards me. But what I can do is this. This is a special ability. Now, fair warning. Ability uses a lot of durability. So while you can use it, if you spam it, you will break this weapon. And while you can repair it, it is very unfortunate to lose in the midst of combat. So, we're gonna go through this area. Whee! Ah. Slash, slash, slash. Grab this. Oh, fuck. This could be bad. Slash. And I think this is the item right here. Yep, mystery key. So this key opens a couple doors that are important. But first, I'm going to get this item. And appreciate it. Sorry, I didn't see your text. I've been focused on Dark Souls. Okay, there you go. Well, I got some fruit now. Delicious. Oh, make sure you eat your fruit so you don't get scurvy. Ooh. That probably just tingly on the tongue. Alright. This is why I don't like going into this area from the other side. Because there's 3 of them that gank you. And while they're not ridiculously strong, you know, getting ambushed is, of course, always the most dangerous thing. So that's where we would have come in. So we're gonna head back up and go the opposite direction. Because going through this section through the building is actually very dangerous. And I'll show you why. I'll always show you. Orthos is always willing to tell people how to play this game. Because I want people to play this game. I want people to understand and experience Dark Souls. And I understand not everyone has the patience to get good. And unfortunately, a lot of Dark Souls veterans are very stingy with, like, sharing information. Like, there's this obsession over, like, and this is not just, like, exclusively in video games. This is literally all aspects of life as we know it right now. This obsession over, well, I suffered, you have to suffer. No, fuck that. I don't believe in that. I believe in the idea of I suffered so others don't have to. And I want people to experience the fun of this game. And I want to provide information to allow that. And the way I play is the way to do it. Our boy Andre of Astora.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
This is our boy. This guy.
This wig is gonna give me a heart attack.
Dust got swooped on the wig. Alright. Andre of Astora has existed for a significant amount of time as a blacksmith. Like, that is his purpose. And he has endured centuries upon centuries upon centuries, if not eons, doing that. That's why he's in Dark Souls 3, which takes place a shit ton of time in the future. So, talk about
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair.
Yep.
You could ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
So, it is possible to reinforce weapons yourself. You can buy these tools in order to do it. But you can just ask Andre to do it, or any blacksmith. So this is what the one guy would have been able to do. So we can upgrade the Black Knight sword if we want to. The Drake sword requires dragon scales. We can upgrade our armor. We have a couple of options with this. The thing that I recommend working towards as a way to like get through an area is getting the Crest Artorias. It does open up a very dangerous area, but the being able to skip past a certain section is very beneficial. Excuse me, pardon me. You can get different weapons here as well, more arrows, Titanite shards infinitely. Like, this is a good hub to get shit from.
I'll be seeing you then. Be careful out there.
Thank you, Andre. And then this area leads to this guy. He looks scary and dangerous, and is scary and dangerous because he hits like a truck. But once you learn his moveset, he's not as bad. But see, here's the thing. We're not going over. We're just doing some cleanup. This location we won't be able to go to yet, but we're going to talk to our secondary favorite NPC, Onion Bro. And if you're wondering why he's called Onion Bro, it's because his helmet looks like an onion. Hey! Hello?
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
It's okay, bro. You'll get there eventually. Or by that I mean, I'll get there eventually.
Still closed. Still closed.
So he's waiting for this gate to open. This gate only opens when we've rang both Bells of Awakening. So we will head back. And we're going to go and kill the remaining enemies, get the Firekeeper soul, and the other shortcut to Firelink Shrine. I like to do as much as I can before I rest at bonfires. I don't recommend this to new players. Like, right now I'm sitting on 4,304 souls. I would recommend going and spending them and not risking getting murked. So, we're gonna go fight this guy. You don't want to fight him in here. There's a reason for that, which I will show. So, you want to come out here, after all these enemies are dead, and fight them. Be wary. Buddy. He hits like a truck. So you want to strafe him on his left, and watch out for his shield swipe. He cannot be backstabbed. Whoop. The best way to deal with like swiping strikes like that is to back off. Like still strafe, but go backwards. He's gonna do a slam, and down he goes. We get a shield? Nope, we got a Titanite shard. Okay, so the reason why you don't want to fight him in here is because of that guy. He's a jerk. And we have a way to take care of jerks. We're gonna line up our shot. And hopefully I got this right. Doink. Doink. And we just keep shooting him in the head. Because while he might not aggro sometimes, he could aggro, and then he could shoot a spell at us. Along with buff all those hollows up there. Okay. We have successfully killed him. He will not respawn. The Tower Knight won't respawn. Oh yeah, I suppose that's another big thing. A lot of some enemies that are really challenging, like the Black Knight, the Tower Knight, the Channeler, they won't respawn because they're just tough-ass enemies. So now we have this shortcut, which leads back to Firelink Shrine. And And now that we can do that, I'm not going to do it now because I want to ring the first bell. But we would be able to hop out of there, and that area over there is where we would go to basically get to the section that allows us to go back to the undead asylum. So, come back up here. And we are going to fight. This guy is kind of funny because he has a hard time actually hitting us on the stairs. So you still gotta be careful of if he goes into his repose stance, because that can like get you. But if you are feeling spicy, you could just keep swinging at him and he won't be able to hit you. All right. What's fun to do here is wait. Swing! Oh, he dodged. So yeah, there are a ton of these guys. And one thing to note is if that channeler was still alive, he would have buffed all of them. One way to deal with these guys without getting overwhelmed is bait one of them to swing, and then the others can't progress. So if you bait one of them and then back off to heal, you are safe, basically. Okay. We'll head over here, get the item, and then I will show you the area that a lot of people miss, which is going back this way. Once again, there's another one of these guys. Be careful. Like that. He fucking did something funky. So, we'll just take care of him. Heal. Okay. So, the thing up here that is easy to miss is this. Break this door. And that leads you to this guy.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
Sure. I should have thought of that.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Carim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Okay, have a good day. Okay, so the thing with him is he is a potential summons for the upcoming boss fight. However, you do have to like reset the gold in order for it to activate. And I don't feel like doing that because then that's like a whole process of going through this area again. Not like in its entirety, but just more time than I'm willing to spend because I want to finish up for midnight and raid out. So we're just going to go forward and ring the first bell of awakening because I want to show that there actually is progress to this game. So yeah, no, his summon sign would be like over in that area. What we do have is our Sunbro. Solaire! And we will have a boss fight coming up. Hence why there's a summon here. What's up, my Sunbro? Now then, this next boss fight is honestly pretty dope and pretty scary. But it's not that bad. So you'll see up there. We'll go up here, we're on the rooftop, nothing going on. Those ones look more alive than the others. There's danger. That tail. Now, the thing to note here is there are two of them. just like that, 10,000 souls. Not only will we be able to wield our Black Knight's Ultra Greatsword, or the Black Knight Sword, which I also forgot to go down and show you the Black Knight Ultra Greatsword, which I will try to do as quickly as I can once I do this. Because I love that sword. It's an awesome sword. First, we gotta ring the Bell of Awakening. We're almost there. 7 minutes. Ding dong. All right. So that is one of two. The other one is in a much harder place. All right. The faster way to go down ladders is just hold B while you're on them. In later games, they made it so you can climb up them faster when you hold B. All right. And there's this guy.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Kareem, the Palm. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
Okay. I'll just learn the gesture. Well, what is it? Cool.
Thou art welcome.
Do-do-do-do. So that guy is the one who can like absolve sin, as it's called, which basically means that if you punch an NPC in the face and they're angry at you, he can undo that and make them forgive you for a price. Alright, moving forward. Because I want to show y'all Black Knight. Oh yeah, ad break coming in. Attention, coming soon to a chat near you. In a world where chat is silent, one stream stands still. Lorthless the Demon's holiday break in the void continues. Day 2 of Dark Souls gameplay. Technically not day 2 of the gameplay, but you know. Where every moment is a test of skill and patience. Will chat come alive with cheers or gasps? Stay tuned for epic battles and nail-biting suspense. Hashtag Morphos in the void. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the bonfire, use the souls, because I'm not going to risk getting killed by the Black Knight while I have this many souls. Even though I could get them back, it's just better not to risk it.
Ooh, I'll get your space ready.
Hell yeah. Alright, level up. So we get our strength up, and we're gonna get our endurance up significantly. Oops. Cool. So now, I can wield the Black Knight Sword. And we're gonna go fight the other Black Knight. This one is dangerous, because he hits like a truck. And you'll see why. One of my favorite weapons. Ooh, but I hit like a motherfucking truck now. And insta-kill. I didn't get it. Damn it. But that was the Black Knight's Ultra Greatsword right there. One of my all-time favorite weapons. Where'd you come from? Where did you come from? I'm confused.
Ready, babe?
4 more minutes.
3, 2.
Huh, interesting. Okay. So, with that, we have success... Wait, what? What happened? Oh! I rested at the bonfire. My silly brain. Silly Billy brain, and that is me. But with that, we have finished up. I'm gonna rest at the bonfire and exit out of the game just because I don't feel like dealing with the menu crap. quit Dark Souls. Set that off to the side. Go to my stream ending screen. And head on over. So, who do we have on? Surprisingly, Medalist is still streaming. Alright. We will raid over to Medalist. Games. We'll get this raid message up and running. To those that are coming with us, please consider copying and pasting this raid message as soon as it appears. And we will drop in. So, raid. And doink. Where did it go? There we are. Okay. Doink. Doink. Start the raid. Alright, so thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I had a wonderful time playing one of my favorite games of all time. And funny enough, for the True Stream affiliate anniversary, as far as like Twitch is concerned, this is a true full circle of my streaming journey, being that the first stream I ever did was a test of me playing Dark Souls. So I hope everyone enjoyed learning how to play, tips and tricks that I have, and I hope that y'all found it informative. But we will be back on Friday for our honorary Toasty Friday, and I look forward to seeing y'all then. Until then, remember to love yourselves and each other, and I'll see y'all in the future. Bye!